Hey friends, Radaman here. Thanks for tuning in to the Philosopher King, a RimWorld royalty series about being a benevolent ruler in a benevolent society. That society is run by these rules and goals that we have. And then of course the projects that you all have voted on in weeks previous that I'm still working upon now. Alright, picking up where we left off, we had just finished defending ourselves from some nasty buggers. And as you can see, they're not even dead yet, and Zero is back, straight back to mining. Chris did get bit a little bit, actually quite a bit, and I am going to send Babaloo to go tend to that. Yeah. This episode, I do hope to work further on some of the goals here. Oh, I guess I hadn't rendered the planet. The caravan, Philosopher, and Shay are kind of waiting idly. Ooh, a rhino just self-tamed. Okay, sure. They're sitting idly waiting for a little bit of additional carry weight capacity. I do believe that Muffalo, yes, I can really only send one Muffalo per pod, so I'm going to just start sending the Muffalo when I tame them. All right, let's see. Got that patched up. Babaloo is going to tend to Mathis and Talon. A Talon? There we go. And we'll try to get some backup heading towards Philosopher and Shay because they have all the materials that I need for defenses, essentially. So Talon's fully healed already, and the rest of them should be falling in line shortly. Alright, let's see about this. Poppy. I might need to designate a hauler. I did actually have some tips. One is from Yannick. Yannick mentions that the pacifist doesn't avoid tattered clothing, so I'll fix that. I think that was probably the only tip. There was also some other requests that I'll fulfill once I get there. Alright, let's go ahead and launch a second Muffalo. And give to Philosopher's caravan. We don't want to gift it. That would be unideal. Alright, where is the... Okay, here comes the upper Muffalo. As you can see, our carry weight has gone up, but it's not going to be enough. We'll need to train some additional Muffalo as well. Alright, so they're up at 400, so maybe 3 more Muffalo, and they'll be mobile again. Something along those lines. So, animals. We have this rhino that sadly for the rhino, is going to be euthanized. Then, of course, we'll have the Muffalos attempted to be tamed, or mares and stallions. I don't really care which, or even alpacas. I really, truly don't care. They're all perfectly fine haulers. Alright, as far as animals go, they are right now stuck, so let me lift the embargo because them going in and out of the freezer kind of unfroze the freezer, which is... Oh, actually, it's because one of the freezers was set to the wrong temperature. So a mare wants revenge. Let's just... for a taming attempt. Horses are a little bit more temperamental. We did just get an alpaca, though. Alright, you temperamental horse. It's dead. And then another one of the big projects that I wanted to work on was, of course, the monument that will push Babaloo to count. And then I no longer need to accept royal favor. Okay. I'm just trying to calculate how big of an explosion this will be if it does go off. It will be very bad. But it won't probably not kill anyone. Alright, Bubbaloo, before you... or instead of continuing to meditate, let's get you... let's get you to patch Talon up. Alright, Chris... I would prefer you to work on the pods. So having these guys sit here in a holding pattern while they eat food isn't all that efficient. It's kind of important that they get going. In fact, okay, all those animals are sleeping, but as soon as they're not, I think it would be ideal for Chris, who has a taming inspiration, to go tame one of them. That was a very brief flash storm. Well, yeah, the dead bug nasties are really everywhere. Are they not? Alright, so we got another alpaca. Alpacas don't have quite the carry weight that larger animals might have, but it's going to have to do. And taming this last muffalo should be enough carry weight for us. 2 alpacas and a muffalo. If it's not, I can always sell a little bit of the... we might even be getting another alpaca here. Nope, apparently not. I could always sell some of the excess... Okay, so here's a perfect example of water skip. And its use to try to quell fires around, you know, in this case, my electrical cablings. Alright, so launch group, we will send these guys... Oh, there's some additional carry weight. Actually, let's do it like this. There. Let's get them loaded in. In fact, I will go so far as to say, gonna create a little area 1 here. Animals, you 3 go to area 1. And if this isn't enough, because I haven't actually run the math, we'll just keep it up. Yeah, I don't really care about any of that zone. Oh, boogie woogie! Don't step into the fire. So as you can imagine, fire skip is useful to put out the initial fire, but once a forest fire is this large, you'll really need fire foam poppers, fire foam shells, something to that degree, because these skips aren't gonna cut it. Alright, let's get these. Actually, Chris, you're standing nearby. Launch a group. Give it to caravan. And they are yet still overweight. Do we have... Yeah, we have another alpaca. And then Chris... I guess we'll wait on one more additional hauler. So checking the wildlife. Forget the mare stallions. They're too nippy. They're just going to bite us. We'll try to tame one last one. Man, this is really quite the effort. Try to get all that heavy metal... Well, you know, it's heavy metal, I guess. But all that heavy metal home. Alright, looks like we got a pretty hefty hay harvest. A hefty hay harvest? Okay, and we got a muffalo. Perfect. Let's get these guys going. Who is close enough to this pod? 0. Animals, this muffalo will go to area 1. All the rest of the wildlife, I don't think I'm going to need any more. This will be the last of our weight. Launching a packet and muffalo. A little ring around the rosy there. Hopefully they have enough fuel. They do, but just barely. Okay, so we're missing a tiny bit of the weight here. As mentioned, I was just going to sell... let's see. Sell some pants. And sell a little bit of the uranium. Sell 30 of the uranium. And... I don't really need any deals. Okay, let's go enter Plato. It's 3-day travel, 5 days of food, so that should be fine. We have a ton of extra animals that, sadly, think they're going to get called the moment they get home. Because in the future, I'll just pod launch. Do a daisy chain pod launch or something like that. But at least they're mobile now. And that's what counts. So now at this point... Oh, bulk goods trader coming in from the Red Vipers. That's Andy. Don't get burned. Oh my goodness. Okay. They dodged. No, go back. Okay, that should be enough. Now, one way to avoid this for the future is just to concrete it up like this so that forest fires can't burn the cables. And I'm going to go ahead and do that because ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Oh, it tore right through the ambrosia. The other ambrosia, fortunately, is inside my walls and isn't going to be susceptible to forest fires. Now, the other thing is the anima grass, of course, is flammable, but it is surrounded by protective tiles, so that's not going anywhere either. So until I get poison synthesis and neural computation, I actually don't have any other research to do because I don't intend to do Starflight Basics. We aren't leaving this planet with Starflight in mind. We are leaving this planet on the Stellark's ship, so we don't need to finish that research tree. Bubbaloo, it would be great if you traded with these tribals, and then I did set everyone temporarily to high priority hauling so that we could get some of the bugs squared away. So these guys, I don't know. I guess I have a spare prosthetic arm I could sell them. They will buy my wood. But let's see, before I sell the wood, let's sell some of the damaged clothing. Okay, I'm going to keep the robes and the shirts. Go ahead, just dump in some wood. Alright, that's a full trade. You know, taking a look at our reputation here, it wouldn't hurt to gift them some as well, just to make sure to basically seal the deal. So I'm going to gift them my good and normal double strand. What else can I gift them? I can gift them 100 ambrosia because I really have more than I need. And there we go. They received a gift and they went from 5 to 38. So you guys are going to trek across the mountains and then you'll be home soon. Wow, they aren't staying very long, are they? They really aren't. Okay, so we got the hauls going. I have high priority hauling for everybody here. And let's lower that. I don't have a full-time hauler, which I realize might be nice. When Evernath is done cooking, she'll be our hauler. It's not full-time hauling, but close-ish. Alright, so the other project is down here. This is the mega project. It looks like Yanshui... Nope, she is sowing right now. I'm going to tell her not to sow these areas because they get grazed on often. And that way she can help to cut down the trees that are in the way down here. Now Poppy's going to clean the walls. Yanshui, what are you working on? You are harvesting trees outside. All right, let's go cancel some of this tree harvest so that she works where we want her to work, which is inside the monument square. Or, in this case, rectangle, if we're being honest. Okay, so there's just a few errant berry bushes, but... So one of the goals I have, of course, is to get Bubbaloo up to Count max rank. And he is closing in pretty quick. At the end of this monument, we'll hit it. But a really important one is arms and armor to protect ourselves from mechs. Your psych out withdrawal, 75%. I think what I'm going to do for her is, Araneth, you're going to be scheduled recreation. It's not going to be recreational drugs, but you're going to be scheduled recreation to ease your withdrawal. So when her rec needs are not fulfilled. And I'm also going to allow her to consume a little ambrosia, because ambrosia, of course, isn't a psychite. Psychite would be psychite tea, or anything made of psychite, like yayo, go juice. Although they have their own. It would be flake or yayo, or psychite tea. Go juice is a little different. Trying to ease that addiction there. She's going to be in a bad mood for a very long time, is essentially what I suspect. Alright, so now Yanshui is going and lumberjacking the monument square. Where are you headed now? You're playing billiards? Alright. It's telling me I need a research project, but I disagree. Alright, so having her be able to do some landscaping and specifically cut the trees down. I didn't set her up to be only on trees, but that's going to help out a lot, so that our constructors don't get hung up on that. Once I feel like I have enough steel, which I've got about 500 now. I think I want a little bit more than 500. But once I have enough steel, Zero will be able to help out with that as well. Also, might want Zero to construct some of this out here. We'll see what she ends up doing. Building up the Godswood is a goal of mine now. I used my wild card on it. Alright, Shay with the Sad Wander, because she ate kibble. Alright, I think that's because I hadn't set them up for travel, and that's entirely my fault. So now they're going to be eating the prepackaged survival meals. Just noticed now. Also, my... Okay, no, my biofuel refinery is all set up. I think what I'm going to do is move my wood stockpile here, or really have two of them, maybe copy and paste and make this important. Just call it biofuel wood. This isn't really an ideal spot for it anyway. Nor is this, if I'm being perfectly honest, because the animal haulers aren't allowed here. But if I just allow them on the stone here, because we're not cleaning the stone anyway, they'll be fine. All right, let's keep them. Let's update the zones once again. Trying to dramatically minimize animal filth. Alright, that looks pretty good. Might not. Oh, yeah, no, they should be allowed in there. I'll just paint out the walls because it looks weird. Alright, Fear Cluster. Rego of the Lake making request. Mechanoid Swarm. Wants me to distract it. It will land at Plato. It's a droner. 4 proxies, 2 unstable power cells, 7 mech capsules, 6 drop beacons, 5 assemblers, and wow, that's a lot of turrets. The benefit they'll give me is anti-grain warheads and plasteel. Honestly, it'd be worth accepting this, especially when Faustopia and Shay are home, which should be in half a day, because they are going to reward me plasteel and anti-grain warheads, and I can use 1 anti-grain warhead to just take the whole thing out. So I will risk accepting that, because it does push ahead the goal of having defenses against mechs, because that plasteel will be very much needed. Because soon I'm going to be making high-powered sniper rifles and charge lances and recon armor for everyone and cataphract helmets for everyone, and that's going to be very expensive if I don't have a renewable source of plasteel. So I don't know. Fear Cluster, we might parlay. Ooh, Bubbaloo doing a long-range mineral scan. And we're trying to find plasteel with that as well. Plasteel is a big old bottleneck for us, I would say. Well, this monument's coming together, and I'm quite happy about that. And then Faustopia and Shay are coming home with a ton of uranium, which is going to be very helpful for the drawbridge, the entry gate, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so they've arrived. The extra animals that I had are all going to go to Area 1 and unfortunately be slaughtered. They were all temporary. Yep. I'm sorry about that. Ervaneth, you ought to be, what, 80%-ish? 81%? Yeah, that's not too bad. Now, Briss and the Wall have a ton of uranium on them. And then I think what I'm going to do is, before this gets fully constructed, I want to accept the Fear Cluster, because while this is being constructed, it can be damaged and it won't penalize me. Oh, some mad alpacas. Okay, so if I go to wildlife here, I can see that it's only really 3 of them. Just turn on my mini turrets. My mini turrets will probably handle it. Let's turn off 2 of these mini turrets though, because they are very damaged. Okay, they're not going to my front door, which is wide open. Good pathfinding. Okay, now they should be going to the front door, because 0... Nope, they really aren't. Come on, over here. Yep. Just follow the Yanshui. Alright, that's probably enough for now. Now, I could have obviously taken down these alpaca without the use of steel rounds coming out of the turrets, but oh well, whatever. Faustopia and Shay are full-time haulers, and I'm going to leave them as full-time haulers for now. It definitely helps. Alright, Everbum passing by. Got a little bit of a charged explosion. Nothing set on fire, so that's good. Let's flick this switch here and make sure to be charging up both sets of batteries. I don't think we're going to get a feedback loop anytime soon now that we got one. Let's not let these guys rot. So Zero's back to smithing for, or fabricating the parts that we need. Talon and Poppy, I'm just gonna force haul for a bit. Mathis and Chris are busy constructing. Taking a look at constructions. Faustopia is getting pretty close to Zero's skill. Maybe not in terms of manipulation due to the savantism that Zero has, but having multiple reliable constructors is very handy, to be sure. So most of this path that's going to be steeled so that we don't constantly have burned cables is getting set up. The next thing I'm going to need to do is to, oh, well, let's get these powered off. That's not going to be good for my recharge. The next thing I want to do is to get recon armor and cataphract helmets for everybody, as that's sort of a goal. Just to splash it up right there. Make anti-mech weapons and armor. I would say recon armor and cataphract helmets are about as good anti-mech armor as you can get without sacrificing too much move speed. And then as far as anti-mech weapons, the Zeus hammer that I have is honestly pretty handy. And then for everybody else to swap from maybe regular rifles to charge rifles and sniper rifles to... Well, sniper rifles always have their place because they do outrange the centipedes. But charge lances are also very, very strong against centipedes as well. They're just harder to use because their range is a little bit less. Okay, Ervanath, I'm going to have you eat lavish meal and go to sleep. Stop being so fussy. You got yourself addicted. Well, no, I did. My juvenile scheduling was really the problem. Alright, one other thing that I'm kind of missing, although I do enjoy Faustopia having, Faustopia being on full-time hauling. Shay, I'm going to set you up to be smithing. Oh, you're, I guess, cooking first? Yeah, alright. Because Shay will start to make biofuel, or chem fuel rather, and also smelt steel from the slag. The monument's coming together. Okay, let's go ahead now that it is morning, accepting the Fear Cluster for Plasteel and Anti-Grand Warheads. Animals, you are all going to go to hauling or grazing for your own protection. And these are the backup, if you read the sort of 13 archers that we were going to get. One of them is related. Who's related? The father of Ervanath is this guy. Creepy breed, they're greedy. Okay, alright. Alright, so ideally I don't want to get any of these guys harmed in any way. So what I'm going to do is restrict everybody to home. Regardless of who they are, I don't really care. All of these archers I'm going to probably not use. Wow, they really set this up difficult to anti-grain. So taking a look, we've got mech drop beacons. Quite a lot of mech drop beacons. I don't actually see mortar shields. Now I want to finish this up really as soon as I can. So what I'm going to do is a double anti-grain shelling. Yeah, I'm going to waste both. And then everything else is going to be high explosive. Let's go ahead and get one. Let's get, before we even do that, let's get my guys that are good shooters into better sniper rifles so that they're able to fight the centipedes when the centipedes wake up. Oh man, they're drinking all of my beer and drinking all my tea. I hate backup. I wish you could be like, don't send me backup, I'll do this alone. And they're eating all my ambrosia. Great. Alright, so all of my snipers, here we go. 1, 2... Or actually, the snipers probably should be ready to react. So go stand over here. So Chris, Poppy, Shay, and Talon. Get ready to go. All the backup here. Oof. Alright, let's set these guys up to not do anything but haul and clean. Copy and paste them all the way down, because I don't want them doing really anything else. I don't want them contributing. I don't want to get food poisoning. I don't want them to construct anything. Alright, so high explosive shell. Let's hold fire on all these. I suppose I could have used the archer, but I'll, you know, I want to use my own self. Alright, so we've got almost all of them loaded up. There really is no mortar shield here. I really don't think there was any mortar shields. It wasn't part of that mech cluster. Yeah. Alright, so here we go. One anti-grain. We are going to set force target for here. Another anti-grain. Set force target for here. And then the shells and more shells. All right, let her rip, friends. I'm going to have to create a new area here called safe, which forces people inside the castle. Because right now they are trying to construct the path to the geothermal, and I don't like that at all. So safe is just not going to include the crematorium, so they stay out of there. And I'm going to schedule everybody to safe now, because these guys were going to get themselves killed. All right, so here we go with a big old nuke. Then the follow-up shots here. You are going to be firing high explosive shells, and same with you. I only want to use 2 HEs. But I know you guys want to see the explosions. Alright, so we took out a significant amount of the mechs. As you can see here, there's quite a lot of mini-mechs left. No doubt. What I'm going to be doing is just trying to shell... Let's first shell the Psychic Droner. Or actually, you know what? All of these mechs seem to be all grouped up sort of in the middle here. Let's let her rip. Try to get that grouped up cluster. So I'm going to hold fire until all the shells are loaded out. Because I don't want one of my mortars to fire off, triggering all my guys. And then for the rest of these guys, I won't conscript them just yet. I'll wait a little bit so that they can eat and drink and rest and whatnot. Okay, so almost all the mortars are ready to go. And done. Okay. 4 shells out. Decent hits. Decent hits. If they're just going to keep sitting there like ducks, I'm just going to keep shelling them. This arguably would be a really good target for an anti-grain. But I don't think I need it. I think it can conserve my anti-grains for later. Because they're so efficient at killing mech swarms. You know what, Chris? I'm going to have you anti-grain. Just so that I could get these archers out of my hair. That will net me 1 more anti-grain than I used. So here's the big boom. And then the droner is pretty damaged. Okay, at this point, settings. So if everyone aim for this last auto charge turret, and then the rest of these guys I can snipe. Because the mini sluggers will still try to harm me. But so I should have 3. Yeah. Brilliant work. Alright, forget it. Alright, so my snipers here are going to go to work now. It's kind of late in the day, but so be it. And we will try to fire on them from the south. Here we go. I don't know why they never really triggered to attack us. Weird pacifist mechs, I've got to say. Bubbaloo and Talon, you guys have talents. Let's get you guys to the wall as well. Alright. Are we ready? Wow, that opened up quite quickly. I guess I'm within range. Okay, there we go. And go to cover. And we're just going to keep doing sort of the poke tactics. But I'm very happy to get 41% of that turret down. Alright, let's keep this door open. And get some of these lancers out. Boom. And scythers. Very fine work. Ooh, I think there's a centipede coming. Alright, let's go ahead and risk. I think Talon will go open the door once my snipers are in place. Done. Alright, so now they no longer have anything that can outrange me other than these little mini slugger turrets, which don't... They're not that dangerous. Alright, and at this point, Talon's starving. I'm going to go ahead and release them. Wow, he is dreadfully malnourished. But the rest of this cleanup is pretty easy. We've got 2 centipedes, a pikeman, and a few lancers. And a few scythers. As you can see, these scythers are getting egged on. Shouldn't be too bad. But I'm very eager to get them all killed, because the archers that I have... I don't want to get the archers killed. You know, I want to be able to return the archers to their tribe once I'm done. So I don't owe them a ton of urns or statues or whatever. So that's pretty important to me as well. So once they're up, we'll get them shooting again. I didn't set up sleeping quarters for the guests, as evidenced by them all being pissed. Alright, Felstopia needs a little bit extra sleep. Alright, let's force my snipers to consume some meals, making sure that they're taken care of. Now they're all their needs are met, so let's get them fighting. And very much, oh, I guess I left that door open, but very much aiming to do hit and run tactics continually. Talon, what do you need some recreation. I'm going to leave you alone for a bit. Oh, great. My guests are social fighting. So there's, not only did they eat my ambrosia, drink my beer, but now they're using up my medical supplies. Terrific guests. Quite literally the best guests. Alright, Talon, you are playing billiards. Good. That'll get your recreation needs up. Oh, this Lancer is disarmed entirely. Guess we could have left him upright. Okay, I don't like getting fired at by pikemen. Alright, Talon, are you done recreating? You close enough. Let's get Talon to the front. Okay, the pikemen outrange me, so I'll just keep redeploying. At this point, I think you three come on down. You're gonna want your added DPS. Okay, this didn't really work out due to lack of line of sight. Oh, and then I left that door open. Alright, that sort of worked out. Not my finest work, but the end goal is the same. One more dead mech. Alright, so I know I'm running fast out of time here, so let me try to finish up the clearing, let's call it. So, yeah, that's exactly what I didn't want to have happen. Gonna be grabbing the pikemen so that they can't continue to shoot me like that. Poppy, I think what I'll do with you, just to try to finish this up quick, is to have you rest here. And Chris, you're a... No, Mathis, you're a medic. Mathis, you're going to be unrestricted. And Poppy, we're going to say no meds so that Mathis can stop the bleeding. Everybody else, close in on the remaining mechs. Alright, so this centipede is downed. Now the rest is just some... Oh, no, there's a charge blaster that I need to stay clear of. So let's get out to the edge of their zone here. I failed to see that last one. Now, the last one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip myself to it when the time comes. When all these scythers are... Oh, okay, the scythers are basically dead. So, Bubbaloo, here we go. Bubbaloo, skip. Talon. And Talon. Okay. Swell. Everybody else can be, unconscripted. We'll just let our shield-belted buddies do the rest of the work. And there goes the remainder of that mech drop beacon. And that allows me to get rid of all of the unwanted tribals. Done. As far as restrictions go, let's do non-bloodlust for everybody except for 1 and 2 bloodlust. All of these guys should be... There's my pods, my reward pods. What's probably most important is I haul the anti-grain warheads somewhere safe immediately. But that's basically where this episode's going to end, guys. It went over a little bit over time, but I didn't want to have any sort of cliffhanger. I wanted to resolve the action. If you have any tips, tricks, feedback for me, do drop me a line in the comments below. I thank you so very much for voting and commenting, liking, subscribing, and all of my patrons for submitting ideas. Just a reminder to do that so that we can fill up the next poll when the next poll comes. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you all next episode. Adios, friends.